Hello, everyone. I'm Dr. Kim Duramo, and this is a mind body break for you today to tune into your body and tap into awareness and information, and most importantly, release other people's energies that you may be inadvertently carrying. And that's what I wanted to share in this video today is, are you taking on other people's energies? Because as a physician, most doctors are really just looking at what's going on in you, whether it's physical stuff that's affecting you or even your own past with like emotions that they may understand. Yes, this affects what's happening in your body now, but what about other people around you? Because your body's actually taking in information beyond just yourself and your life experience. And we can actually carry that in ways that affect us cellularly and create disease. So we want to look at this today, whether it's stuff that's happening around you, someone saying something or doing something and you're getting triggered, or and this is something that came up in the Embracing Health group that someone was asking about. Wow, I heard this person's story and I feel so bad and I can't stop thinking about this and it's affecting me. You're carrying other people's energies. So I want to say hello to everybody who's joining us live, whether you're in Facebook or here in YouTube. Welcome to the Mind Body Break. And everybody who's listening to the video recording, I am at drkimd.com. If you are listening in YouTube, definitely subscribe, hit the bell, share this with other people that you love. In Facebook, we're in the Mind Body community, and that's where the conversation is happening. If you'd like to join, it's a free group in Facebook. So how do you know if you're carrying other people's energies, if you're triggered by other people? How do you know what's going on? So one of the really essential things is to understand that your body only lives in the now. It cannot live in the future, in the past, over with other people and what they expect you to be. Your body, when you access your physical body, it will immediately bring you back to the now. Your mind can live in all these other spaces, and your body will actually register it when you are. Most people are not quite aware enough, like they haven't practiced into the body awareness to really govern and master what's happening in their body, to know like, whoa, something feels off right now. What's going on? We miss that. So we continue with these patterns of, like, for example, taking on other people's energy that's not even ours, or patterns of fear, patterns of lack, patterns of illness that we don't realize we ourselves are engaging in creating. When you breathe into your body and just get physically present. So do this now. Breathe in, let your shoulders relax, breathe out. When you bring your attention to witnessing and sensing the breath, this will actually access you to the now, where your power is. This will access you to your body. And there's a lot more in depth that we can go with this, just relaxing your body, bringing the breath all the way down to your belly. But just start by physically sensing your body now. Feel your hands, feel your feet, feel your butt on the seat, feel your breath. When you practice this, you get better and better and better at immediately getting present in the moment. And then you have the awareness of, oh, here's what's going on here. I'm still carrying this thing from the past, or I'm off in the future worried about what might happen, or I'm caught up with all these other people feeling bad for them, or being triggered by something they did. So you got to get present in the now and actually sense the body in order to have that awareness to begin with. What do you do if you're really triggered and you're like, whoa, I'm carrying this thing and I feel so bad since so-and-so said this, or so-and-so did that, or I heard about this person's story. Because right now it's like we might be hearing a lot about pretty intense things that are happening. I know for a lot of people I really love and care about, major upheavals happening in their lives, relationships, or even with health and illness, people moving unexpectedly into a new home. Like, it can be a real intense thing that's happening. But if I'm not in a space where I am okay unconditionally, I can't really support or assist them in any meaningful way. So it's actually even more important, if you really care about others, to let this go. Sherry D says, I'm wondering if this is the root of my illness. Well, being a physician, I have seen in so many people, like more than 90% of the people I work with, that there is not an organic medical physical cause that's the root. There may be, of course, there are organic physical medical things happening, and most people who do see me have a diagnosis, they're on medication, but that's not actually the root. And this is one of the big places where things get rooted, is the way we take on other people's energy, especially if you're empathic and you're really highly sensitive. This is one of the main things we do in the Embracing Health group. If you've joined my live program, we're starting in June. This is one of the main things we do, is for people who have been highly sensitive and have been empathic, to shift you into a space where you can be in awareness and let that super sensitivity come in and use it in your life, but release the sort of the empath victim who's like, oh God, I'm taking on everyone's energy. What do I do? This is one of the first things we do up front. In fact, there's a video I guided people through with the 4 ways to unlock from this, like to unhook from those patterns where we take on other people's energy. That's one of the first things you'll have when you register for the Embracing Health course, is from empath to awakened master. For a lot of people I've worked with who are empathic, they've tried to quote unquote protect themselves or shield themselves or not take on negative energy or get away from negative people. But what this does is it decreases their sensitivity, and you do not want that. This is what so many people, like the only solution they knew was, I gotta just not be so sensitive. But then you're actually not getting the guidance that helps you guide your life and steer your life to do the incredible things you're here to do. This doesn't really work for you in the long term. So how do we instead move out of that state of being like a bombarded empath and come into the space of highly sensitive master and gain mastery of this? Brenda said, I'm an empath too. Be mindful of codependency. So this is one of the patterns that comes up with others, because we're like, whoa, you take care of me, I'll take care of you. We are so highly sensitive, but then we enter these relationships agreements that really aren't serving us. Scott said, I'm a highly sensitive empath. The struggle is real. Yes. And I love hearing where people are tuning in from. Shia from New York. Hello. Ease and joy. Hi, Kim. Could this be contributing to my chronic fatigue? This is a major part. And in the Embracing Health group, we go a lot more into this, the 4 main areas where we lose energy. And one of them is other people. What's happening with other people? What do they want from me? What do they need from me? What do they expect from me? Who do I need to be to please them? Or I've got to protect myself from them. I've got to get away from negative people. So it's like the going toward or the repelling away, neither of which are true connection, true heart connection. So that's one of the main 4 areas where we will unhinge you from in the Embracing Health course if you do want to go further with this work. Facebook person, I'm highly sensitive. Oh, where did that go? I'm an empath too. Yeah, I'm highly sensitive and empathic, and I do feel lots of people's energies, which is actually, it can be a really beautiful thing if you're in the consciousness that you need to be in to let it move through. Then it can just be awareness. Oh, this person is in pain. This person is in, fear. This person is in, and you can actually be a huge assist to them, but you're not their source, which is another thing so many empaths do. So that first piece, releasing, I've got to help people, where you're actually taking something on because you see them as less capable and you as more capable. You see them as less sourced, or you believe somehow they're less sourced and you are more sourced. And that is not the path for any of us that's going to really create awakening or benefit anybody. Can it be the root problems with the colon and systemic candida? Sherry, that is exactly what I've seen with candida, is victim energy. Life is happening to me. I feel buried beneath it. It's so heavy. Chronic fatigue syndrome, big one with this particular hook, where we get hooked into other people's energies. I've been wondering if the fungal problems can be because I'm taking on other people's toxic energy, or it's a reaction to the toxic energy around me. I would say 100% yes, but it's not so much you're taking on toxic energy, it's you're taking on energy in ways that are toxic to you. The energy itself is just energy. You don't have to protect from it. You don't have to fend against it. You actually can just let it move through. We are in a world filled with different kinds of energies. But if you're not resonating in resistance, it will not affect your body. And this is one of the biggest things with the Embracing Health work that I've done with groups of people with chronic fatigue, with autoimmune disease, with systemic candida or microbiome imbalance, is to move them into a space where there is no longer that resistance, where you're in fluidity with all of these energies. So they move through. What you resist persists. If there's no resistance, these energies do not affect your body. Another Facebook person, can our illness develop as a means to protect ourselves from the energies and stressors of the outside world? Well, it's a delusion. Yes. In a short, yes. That's a lot of illness that I've seen, but we don't actually need to be protected from the outside world. We need to live in harmony with the world around us, including other people. How do we live in harmony with, as opposed to thinking I need to protect myself from? And that's the biggest shift that really my whole work is about, is can I come into my own harmony so there's resilience in my body, instead of, oh, my body is constantly bombarding and I have to figure this out. I can't eat this and I can't eat that. And I have to do this. And everything is about protecting or overcoming. That is not the way we're meant to live. Sherry D said, I need to take your course as an empath. I will put the link here. We are starting in a couple of weeks. It's drkimd.com/health if you do want to join me for the program. It's called Embracing Health. The way I've done this work is I've worked with groups of people, 20 to 30 people at a time, and we've done these calls live to look at the energies coming up in their body, specifically where have they taken on other people's energies or held the perspective that there's something wrong, I need to help, it's not okay, in their relationship with other people, and entered codependence or taking things on. As well as the other three main areas where we lose a lot of energy: identity and structures. We think, oh, because I'm this, then therefore I have to do this. Because I'm this, therefore I can't do that, instead of living organically. And then the other place is past, incompletion with things, traumas, even past relationships where, oh, this thing happened to me, or so-and-so did this thing to me, and we actually haven't completed it. So the body is still processing that, and you lose a lot of energy. And then the fourth one, future, where my energy is off in the future. Fear that this may happen, or fear this thing won't happen, or control. I've got to control everything and make sure. And we lose so much energy to these spaces that our body literally does not have the ability to do the very, very basic housekeeping it needs to do to function on a daily basis, to be able to eat foods and eliminate foods and process and stay healthy, to have energy and vitality to go about your day and doing the things you love. To feel a loving connection with other people, to contribute to your world, make money, make a living. Like, all these things are zapped when you've got so much energy already taken up in these four areas. So, Lena, can you talk more about codependency? I think I do this. This is something that we kind of unconsciously do, is this agreement. Like, we just assume, oh, since I'm sourced, I should help this person. Since they're in need, I should do for them. Or we just subconsciously create agreements in our relationship, under the table usually, instead of on the table. I'll do this for you and you do that for me. Or I'll take care of you this way and you take care of me that way. But neither of us are actually living in wholeness. So it doesn't feed the body. Ease and Joy said, this makes so much sense regarding chronic fatigue. Amanda, how is this different from a live woman? Oh, that's a great question. In the Embracing Health program, we'll work over the course of a year, and you'll do 2 integrations per month from these calls that I did, like I was mentioning, bringing up the energies and looking what was making people sick. what was holding them back in their relationships, what was holding back their money, and transmuting that energy, actually doing the work on the call. And then we've had these recorded because we ended up going through like every specific thing you can imagine that's creating pain, anxiety, fatigue, and illness, as well as lack patterns of I never have enough money, I never have enough energy, and really transmuting those energies. So now it's a recorded, and I guide you through live where we do calls each month to answer questions and assist your system in integrating this higher frequency awareness, information, life. In the Alive Woman, which we've just completed, it was more about sensuality, awakening, sexuality, a lot about relationships. We've also brought that into what we're doing in Embracing Health, because I'll tell you, as a physician, I have seen so many times how powerfully our relationships with other people directly affect our body. It's like we are just carrying those people along with us, and it can make us sick. And even no matter how many sick some people get, they keep carrying it. They keep carrying everyone else, not realizing like, how do I let this go? So if you're in Facebook, I can't necessarily see your name who's saying hello, but I love when people are saying hey, or where you're from. Selene from Cali. Here we go. Brenda, base, especially with narcissists. But Balin, hello, Kim from Madrid. Beautiful. Yeah, Sherry from Minnesota. Cheryl Ann from Ohio. Here we go. Amanda. And then someone in Facebook said, I don't feel stressed. However, I've come down with shingles at 46. Yeah, so your body is processing all this information, and it may not get to the level of your conscious awareness. In fact, most often it doesn't. Like, your physical body can process energy and information and maybe work it out on the physical level as best it can. When these things are unacknowledged on the mental and emotional level, you're still carrying all this energy, or there's fear. And so what's happening is affecting you. Even if you listen to the news, your body will actually respond because there's a loop. It's like a trigger. It bypasses the conscious mind. It's a subconscious patterning. It communicates with your amygdala, a part of your brain that sets off fight or flight. This suppresses your immune system. And then viruses, like you could have had a virus for years and years, but it's not affecting you. Your body's just managing it. And all of a sudden you're like, whoa, you break out with the symptoms from that virus. And shingles is very typical for that, where you'll all of a sudden become symptomatic when you're stressed in some way. So you want to really look at this and begin to connect with your body. Even just take a few breaths, relax your shoulders, let things open up, let your breath open up, and just say, hey, body, what's going on? How are you? Compassion and presence is like the number one nutrient that has been shown to shift your physiology in favor of health. And it happens very quickly. So just a few times a day, hey, body, how you doing? Relax your shoulders and breathe. Here I am. So much of our energy is outside of us. All right, I will be live tomorrow in the Mind Body community in Facebook, and also in YouTube under Dr. Kim Duramo at 11 a.m. Mountain for Mind Body TV. We do this every Wednesday at 11 a.m. if you'd like to join me live. If you are struggling, either as a highly sensitive empath or as someone who's like, wow, I have this chronic illness, chronic fatigue, anxiety, whatever it may be, and you're like, I have an awareness, this is not what I need to just deal with the rest of my life. This is not just physical, and so I need a physical solution. I'm willing to open to the whole universe of who I am and let those resources come through, because that will actually heal your body. And this is pretty incredible how it's shown scientifically so many times to create profound healing. So let's bring this into our practice of medicine and how we're relating to our body. Someone in Facebook said, I'm so timely for me. I'm struggling with this. I'm with my father right now. I feel like I'm getting sucked in and feeling so guilty. I know this relationship is not good for me. And especially in quarantine, if we're like living with certain people and you're like, whoa, I'm bombarded. Your system will feel like, I just need to escape and get out of here, and then I'll be okay. but actually life is bringing you to meet this for a reason. Are you willing to neutralize what's creating these triggers? Because it's going to be your own judgment. It's going to be the conclusions and beliefs that you've had about yourself, about relationships, about this person. It's going to be the doubt that where you haven't believed in yourself and you've listened to others. There are like a lot of factors that play into this. And this is not coming up as something for you to escape. It's something coming up for you to go beyond, for you actually to awaken within. So even though it might seem like, oh, well, I just got to get this quarantine over and get out of here and get away, that is not actually the answer. It can create a temporary relief. But what's actually going to create the most awakening for you to begin to source who you truly are and live in health, vitality, and abundance, it's a completely different path. So be willing to look at this and just question, what's this bringing up in me? Access your physical body in order to have that awareness. So just breathing, get here now. Your body can only live in the now. Feel what you feel physically. And then begin to look at who would I be without this idea? Who would I be without this belief, right? I got to take it on, or this is not okay, or, oh, I'll disappoint them and I can't let that happen. What is it you're buying? And who would I be without this? What if I just let this go? And then start to let yourself feel the freedom that creates. So who, what am I taking on? What's actually happening in my body right now? And feel that. And then what if I could just let this go? What if I could shift, and whatever it is that's creating this, my beliefs, my past, these conclusions I've made, judgments I've held, who would I be without all of that? What if I could let that go right now and be free? And tell me what you feel in your body. I will tell you, this is where true healing stems from. Not just using medications or supplements or a specific diet, but actually sourcing your body. So lots and lots of love to everyone. I will welcome you to join the Embracing Health program. If you are interested in working with me live, it's drkimd.com/health. And certainly if you've had that feeling, so when you do step one, you're like, what's happening in my body right now, and feel it physically. If there's hopelessness, if there's grief, if there's fear, or if there's just physical where you're like, oh, there's pressure in my chest, or, oh, it feels like it's squeezing in my throat, just feel that and breathe. That will start to let the energy release. But be willing to look at, am I ready to meet this space in me instead of just continuing to avoid it, so that I can be more whole and be more of who I truly am, because that is what sources your body. All right, everyone, lots of love to you. Catherine said it'd be helpful to quarantine with you. That's part of why I've been going live so often lately. And I do, as I said, we'll be live every Wednesday at 11 a.m. In Mind Body Community and Facebook, and on my YouTube channel. So subscribe if you're in YouTube. Share this with 3 people that you love, because it will lighten up your world and your planet and your life and make a huge difference. So share the love, share this with those that you love. I look forward to seeing you guys soon. Yeah, I'm at drkimd.com. I'll put that in here as well. If you'd like to subscribe, just to tune into what I'm doing. We share lots of videos and share a newsletter each week, and we'll explore more of this awakening and what's possible for you and your healing. All right, lots of love, everybody. Bye.